Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, the last Tuesday of March. I cannot believe how fast the year's gone by. This is our 11th call of the year, and that means we've had like 13 weeks that have just flown by already because we didn't do the call when I was traveling to the Success Club trip. So it's just flying by. The first quarter was very good to me because I had put in the work at the end of 2015, so I hope that your first quarter was great as well. If it wasn't exactly where you wanted it to be, then let's make the goal for each and every one of us to make the second quarter really a great way to really fix the issues that we may have had in the first quarter and learn from mistakes we may have had so that we have an amazing rest of the year. The work that you do now, it really is what, the seeds you plant now are what really contribute to your success in the future. And if you do this daily, every single day, then you will reap the benefits. You will see success. If you do it intermittently or, here and there and spotty, your results are going to be spotty, just like your workouts. If you did a workout once or twice a week or the next week, 7 days a week, your results were going to be totally different than if you followed the plan. The biggest thing that I have to tell everybody is just don't reinvent the wheel. Michelle and I were just talking about this in the training group that she's in. It's that I watched her grow at a very, great pace, and it may not be as fast as other people, but she's done a great job and she has soaked up all the information that has been shared on team calls, in training, and she was scared in the beginning and she had to step out of her comfort zone, and she did it and it wasn't that scary, and she's gotten a lot better and more comfortable with it. Doesn't mean that there aren't still things that kind of scare her, but I've watched her do this, and I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody, you have to step out of your comfort zone to be a successful coach. And I promise you, when you do these things that you think are going to kill you, you actually survive. And I've watched a lot of people on the team slowly step out of their comfort zone at their own pace, and it gets a little bit easier each time. A few things. We are literally at the end of the month. I wanted to share with you a post that I made in February. I'm sharing my screen right now. It's Success Club SOS. It is a few things that you can use to implement right at the end of the month to hit Success Club. I've said this before on several calls before. I've had so many people that, may have slacked or may have been hearing a lot of no's or, were inconsistent or whatever throughout the, beginning of the month. And then they really pushed it once, the heat was on at the end of the month. Even at the last day of the month, they hit Success Club. So I bumped it up into the group. So make sure that you go over it. If you're struggling, go over this checklist. And again, like I said, be willing to step outside of your comfort zone, because staying in your comfort zone doesn't let you help people. So make sure you're doing that. We have Super Saturday that's coming up this Saturday. You're going to hear me talk about it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Get to Super Saturday. Check the events in your Coach Online office. Find an event near you. If you can't get to this time, then earmark the dates that are coming up. It's I don't know when it is, August 6th, October something-ish, but just make sure that these are the things that you go to, because they seriously grow your business, because you get involved with the community, and also on social media, people see that you're going to these things and they look like fun, and that they really see that you're committed, because, there's a lot of coaches that I've seen come and go in this business, and they're Monday through Friday coaches, and then they disappear. They don't attend any events. They don't get on any calls. They don't listen to National Wake Up Call. They attend, have no goal to attend any event. And I will tell you, every time you attend an event, it makes your business blow up. I've had people who sign more coaches on the Success Club trip than they had the previous month before, because people are watching it, and it all becomes reality when they do that. So make sure that you get to it and you encourage your team. Don't make the decision for people on your team as to whether you think they're going to go or not. Always extend the invitation. So I want to get started with the call, just to be respectful of your time. I'm trying to keep these calls a little bit shorter so people don't fall asleep on me. We have Danielle. I met her at Summit in 2014 at the Success Club pool party that we qualified for. And she tracked me down. I'm not even sure how she found me, but we took a picture. She told me she was from Japan, and then we parted separate ways. And then we met again at the Star Diamond party that we both qualified for in 2000, or later on that that trip, sorry. And then last year, 2015 in Nashville, she tracked me down. I was really sick, but I remembered her. We sat and talked, and since then we've grown a pretty close friendship. And what I find absolutely amazing is it is Tuesday night for us in the United States, and she is actually in Japan, so it's Wednesday for her. And I've watched her. She's not even part of our team, but she's been an adoptee, and I've watched her grow her business on the way far away from her team, way far away from any of her upline, any of her team. And so if she can do it, thousands of miles away, and if she can fly 24 hours to get to the Success Club trip, to get to Summit, leave her family, anybody can do it. So I asked her to share her story because she's really taken off and been a self-starter on her own. And I want you all to know that you are part of a team that is very, very supportive, from Team Relentless all the way up to Diesel Nation. So you have that support, but there are so many people out there who do not have the support, and they still do it. So if you're on our team, consider yourself extra blessed that you have the support, plus, the resources that every coach has. So I'm going to turn it over to Danielle. I'm unmuting you and muting myself.
All right. Hey, thank you, Mindy. I'm so excited to be here today. Oh my gosh. Or tonight. See, I always get the times messed up and everything, but I'm really excited to be on here. You guys are really blessed to have Mindy as a leader, and I just absolutely love her. I started following her on social media probably in 2013-ish, around there, because but what I've always liked about you is that you tell it like it is, and I've always been that type of person myself, to where really don't like things sugar-coated, and a lot of people take offense to that, or some people take offense to that. And some people don't, it's just kind of, you get me or you don't. I give tough love, and that's just who I am as a person. And so that's what's always like attracted me to you. You're just like kind of no nonsense and just tell it like it is. And so, but thank you for having me on this meeting. I'm so excited. And you got such a fantastic team, and, I've learned a lot already, being that adoptee. But, I am over here in Okinawa, Japan, and my husband is in the Marine Corps, and he's been in for about 17 years, and so we got orders to come here in 2013. And needless to say, I was not happy at all. I fought it every step of the way. I cried on the flight coming over here. I did not want to come here. Because at that point in 2013, I've been a coach since March 27th of 2012. So just 4 years, right? And my very first year as a coach, I did jack and squat with my business. I was, it's funny because I can introduce you to Beachbody's worst coach in history, like right here. That's who I was. I was the worst coach. I just sucked. I was terrible. So, but it's amazing that in 2013, like a year later, it was in April of 2013, right before we got orders to come here, I said, you know what, I'm going to give this business a shot, and I'm going to work at it, and I'm going to give it an hour a day. And so I chose to do that. And the very first, I had never hit Success Club before. And that was the first time I had hit Success Club, when I said, I'm going to do this no matter what, right? So then we got orders to come here to Okinawa. And that's when all the crime started. Now at that point, remember, I thought personal development was just for people like wacko people. Personal development was for people who were just like out of their mind. I didn't do personal development. That was just not my thing, because I didn't need it, obviously, right? I so needed it. But so, at that point, when we got orders to come over here, I thought that, it was going to be the death of my business, and, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? And, rewind, I used to be the most negative person in the world. Like, you didn't want to be around me, probably. It was always a glass half empty, and if anything bad's going to happen, it's going to happen to me, and that's who I was. I was just awful to be around. And so, before personal development, I started, we got orders to come here, and I thought it was going to be the death of my business. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't work this. And they're 14 hours ahead. And, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Because I really started to enjoy working my business, and I was starting to, build momentum in my business. And now you're going to remove me and take me across the world where all these little people and nobody speaks English. And, so I got all these, no offense, but, driving on the wrong side of the road. And there's like an overabundance of sushi here. And you're like, sushi in the States is like, woo, we're going out for sushi. You're big time. Over here, it's like in the gas stations, and they're beautiful, right? And here, one thing you'll learn about me, it's like squirrel. Sometimes I go off in a different direction, but I get back on. But so coming over here, in another thing about me is my name is Danielle, right? My name is Danielle. But over here, I'm a bit of a celebrity, and this is no joke. They call me Daniel-san. And so I feel like the Karate Kid, because they put the san on the back, and so it's always Daniel-san. So, I always feel famous over here. So anyways, yeah, that's just a little bit. And my chopstick skills have improved. But anyways, you guys, I got over here, and it, being the worst coach in history, I go off my notes a little bit, and so my notes are now kind of screwed up. But, I didn't think that I was going to be able to build a business once I got over here. But it was an adjustment, right? My husband's in the Marine Corps, and as a military family, you learn to adjust. That's just what you have to do. You've got to adjust. He has to go, like right today, he's actually leaving for the Philippines for 2 weeks. And I'm here, you know what I mean? I could have been with him at the base right now, but this is where I want to be. This is what we do. It's short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal, right? And I came over here, and I started to dive into personal development, the stuff that I didn't think that I needed. And through personal development, I've been able to change my mindset. And at a time when I would look at other coaches, a lot of times I would look at other coaches and compare myself. Well, shoot, I should be here by now. I've been a coach for this long. Why haven't I reached this goal? Why haven't I reached that goal? And, once I really dove into personal development and stopped comparing myself to other coaches and just focused on what I wanted, what direction I wanted my business to go in, that's when things really started to change for me. And, I don't wait around for people. It would be real easy for me to say, oh, well, this meeting, sometimes I have to get on meetings that are at 3:00 in the morning, my time. I could just say, you know what, I'm too tired for that. Or I'll catch that replay if there's one. No, I don't want to do that. You guys, I see so many coaches that they have excuses. And I used to be like the queen of excuses. So now excuses drive me freaking batty. I can't stand it. I just want to shake people sometimes. For instance, Mindy was talking about, getting to Super Saturday. And, I hear coaches say, oh man, well, that's an hour away. And I just don't know if I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I can fly 23 hours to go to an event, or, one way now in a plane. And I hate to fly. I hate it more than most things. I hate to fly, but I do it. Right. And, I might have a couple glasses of wine before we take off, but I get it done. And I go to these events because it's important to me. I get on these meetings because it's important to me, because they add value to my life, to my business. Right. And because I've sacrificed my time, and I don't even want to say it's a sacrifice for me. It is, you have no idea until you're actually taken out of a place, like the Marine Corps says what we do. And right now, and my husband loves the Marine Corps. So it's not like some woe is me thing. But when you have no choice but to go, or, go with your spouse to a different place, you have to make these adjustments. And, the choices that I've made with my business are because I want something different. I want growth. I want more growth. And so getting on these meetings and, being so far away, this is like the highlight of my freaking week, you guys. This is like the highlight of my week to get on here, because I forget where I am for 5 minutes. I forget where I am for a half hour. I feel like, and I get choked up sometimes, but it's like I'm back with the community of people that I love, right? I'm in the room with you guys. And I've learned so much, and I've grown so much as a person by doing this, by showing up every week. I get tired of coaches that have an excuse. They have these goals, and I want to reach this, and I want to be this star diamond, and I want to make this much money a week. And, they have all these goals, but Friday rolls around. No, I've got this going on, or I got that going on. They don't want to put the work in, or they want me to do it for them, or, they want me to be that, Danielle, well, what is this? Look, we all start at one. Every single one of us have the same tools in front of us. We all start at one, but it's your choice what you want to do with it. Look, I don't wait for an opportunity to come to me. I go out and I create it. When I go to these events, I see a lot of people that will go to a Success Club event or a trip or whatever. They go to these events and they party the entire time. Okay, well, that's fine. I did plenty of partying, and I had a fabulous time on the Success Club trip. But my main goal for going on there, other than to get away with my husband, that's working for me. Who can I connect with? Who are the successful people that I follow on Facebook that I admire? Who are those successful people? Because I'm going to connect with them. Those are the people that I want to seek out. Like, you know what I mean? I want to spend time with them. I want to pick their brains, because that 23-hour flight that I was on, I'm making that worth. I'm making not only a fun trip, but a great learning experience for me to grow my business. You know what I mean? And so I pick the brains of people. I'm not afraid to go up to people and pick their brains. A lot of people, when I'm awake, y'all are sleeping, or vice versa, right? And there's things that I might want to know, and I'm like, shoot, I can't wake anybody up, or nobody's going to answer my message. So what do you do if you want to grow your business? What am I going to do? Am I going to wait on somebody, or am I going to just go figure it out on my own? One of my greatest mentors in this business, Google. I will Google the shit out of everything. And I'm telling you what, sometimes I won't even, you can you always say, I always tell my coaches, I don't want them to be me dependent. I want them to be system dependent. You know what I mean? Because I'm not Google. There's a Google, but it's not me, right? So even when I don't know something, or if I know it's in the Coach Online office and I don't feel like going to look in the FAQ, I Google it. And I guarantee you, most of the time, the FAQ pops up and it just takes me right there. So, you know what? There's not, you guys, it's not your upline's job. I learned this really quickly. It's not your upline's job to keep you motivated. It's not your upline's job to be your information highway to build your business for you. They can want it for you all they want, but it's not their job to build your business. It's just like your upline can't get you healthy and fit because they want you to be that way so badly. They can't do that for you. You've got to get out there and bust your ass and do it yourself. It's got to be your goals have to be bigger than your excuses. It's just like your health and fitness. And here's the thing. I heard one time, like, seriously, tomorrow, what if you're one of those people, and I've made all the mistakes. That's why I can talk about this stuff. And I might sound kind of abrasive sometimes, you guys, and I don't mean to, but that's just my personality. I love people and I love this business, but I don't think that coddling people is not going to help them move out of their comfort zones. You got to get the truth, and that's just how I like to deliver things. But if your upline was to get hit by a bus tomorrow, where would your business be? First time I heard that, seriously, I don't want nobody's upline to get hit by a bus or freaking car, or if you were to get hit by one of the cars over here, you might just feel like, oh, what was that? Because their cars are like this big, and yeah, they're really small. Anyways, but you know, seriously, if your upline was to get hit by a bus tomorrow, where would your business be? I know where my business would be. My business would be exactly where it is right now, because I am exactly where I deserve to be. This is my business. It's my responsibility to build it. It is my responsibility. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the warm and fuzzy coach at all times, but you know, like I said, I believe in pushing people out of their comfort zones, and because I know what it's like to stay stuck. And if you're that coach that right now thinks that personal development is absolutely ridiculous and you don't need it, I just want to, you know, do that, because you need it. We all need personal development. We need to grow. And that is the only way you get out of your way, get out of your comfort zone, change your mindset, and in ownership, and take ownership of your business. Take ownership. I own my business. It is not anybody's job to hold my hand and say, okay, Danielle, you're done with this. Now go to this next step and just take me. Look, you've got these tools. We all have the same exact training. You just got to use it. It's free too. And this is another thing. I'm like, people will pay thousands and thousands of dollars for an education, you know, to be a teacher, for whatever. You made probably less than a $200 investment in yourself. What an amazing opportunity that you were presented with. Whoever gave you that, presented the opportunity to you, kiss them or blow kisses to them, because what an amazing opportunity for, you know, such a small investment this has impacted my life more than I could ever tell you. And you know, I fast forward 4 years, the person who I used to be and the person that I am now, holy cow, she sucked. Like, whoa, did she suck? Danielle's son is way better. But, you know, and I laugh at myself sometimes. So just kind of follow me if you can. But, you know, we all have the same tools. We all started at one, and you can't do the same thing and expect you know, if you're stuck, you can't just keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. It doesn't happen that way. You've got to put in the work, and you've got to show up when it's unsexy, when you don't feel like it. I don't always feel like it, you know, doing these things, but I have non-negotiables in my business, because look, I know what the top leaders in the network do. I follow them. And guess what? There's no freaking secret sauce. They all do the same shit. And they all do the same stuff. And it's right there for everybody. These 3 vital behaviors, they're there for a reason. You guys, they work. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. People do that all the time. And, you know, so pull up your big girl panties or your boxers or whatever you're wearing, and just own it. Own your business. You know, self-motivation. You've gotta have self-motivation. If you're talking negative self-talk to yourself, you need to cut that crap out. I used to do it all the time, and it will keep you stuck. That is another thing that will keep you from moving forward. Well, I can't because, you know, this one's got, or that. You know what? Fail. I keep failing. I've fallen on my face more times than I could tell you in this business. And I'm not, I don't know, you don't compare yourself to anybody else. The only thing that you have to do is own your business, be responsible for you, and teach your team to do the same thing, not to be you dependent, to be system dependent. Plug them in to the amazing training and tools. And if your team has, you know, this awesome training in place for you. When I first became a coach, not that I would have used it anyways, you know, because I was the worst coach in Beachbody history. We didn't have coach basics in place. We didn't have any of that stuff, right? And you guys, it's there's never anyone, or never has been anyone with a gun to my head saying, you know what, you got to do this. You got to do this. This is something that I want to do. And I think that a lot of times people lose sight on what a huge, huge opportunity that we have right in front of us. And you know, we live in this microwave society where people just want stuff right now. And if they don't get it now, they're going to quit. But they'll pay thousands of dollars to go to school for 4 years. Come on. You know, it's this opportunity is an out of the box opportunity, and it's a better opportunity. It is a better opportunity. You just have to treat it like $1 million business. If you want it to grow, you got to treat it like $1 million business. If you went to work, say you are, I don't know, you have a full-time job or whatever it is, say you showed up half the time. Do you think that your boss would be like, oh, that's all right, you didn't feel like it today? Oh, okay, all right, well, we'll still pay you the same and you get to keep your job? No, they would fire your ass, right? But you don't have to worry about getting fired from Beachbody. You don't have to worry about it. But if you don't do the things that are necessary, these things that you are like hand-fed, here, do this, and you're going to be successful. If you don't become self-motivated and say, look, this is a non-negotiable. These are the things that I need to do every single day to reach my goals. And remember what your goals are. Remember what your goals are. You guys, success isn't convenient all the time, but the positive things with Beachbody outweigh the negative. I don't even like to hear people, I used to hear people say, you know, plan on being here a year from now. Oh, BS. Yes, plan on being here a year from now, but plan on being here 4 years from now. Do you know how quickly 4 or 5 years goes by? And if you keep doing the same things, I mean, ask yourself what you've been doing for the last 10 years and see how much your life has changed. And is it where you want it to be? If not, make a change. Make a change. It's not easy all the time, but it's worth it. It is worth it tenfold. It is worth it. Being on these meetings for me is always, you know, if I can learn something else, if I can pick one thing up, and even if I don't have an aha moment on a meeting, what do you do, Don? No big deal. But guess what? I got to surround myself with you amazing people, with the most amazing community of people that lift me up every single day. I always say, if Beachbody never paid me another dime to do this, I would do it anyways, simply for the community of people, and because I am a completely different person than what I used to be, you know. But, you know, you guys, at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's up to you to be successful or not. It is your choice. It's not anyone else's. Nobody can do it for you. Believe me, I love my team and coaches, and if I could willfully give them success, I would do that. But yeah, I can't do that for you. You have to want it, and not just want it. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. You guys, that old saying, nothing good comes or ever comes, I don't know, without sacrifice, or whatever the Sam it is. I don't know. But, you know, I had a couple more things. I don't know if I'm running late. Am I running low or late? Yeah, I wrote down that I'm failing my ass off. And I put a smiley face next to it. But you guys, that's another thing I said, get your Beachbody degree. Like, really say, you know, how much have you actually put into this yourself? Like, really focus on, you know, you've got these trainings. Don't just skim over them, you know, and really read them. They're there for a reason. Successful coaches, the network has put these things together to help us be successful. And the people that do it are successful. The people that don't, well, they're not. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. You know, success leaves clues, right? You know, choosing to stay engaged and getting to events has made all the difference in the world in my business. I watch coaches come and go all the time. These coaches come and go in the network all the time. And, you know, if you just stay the course, stay engaged, keep showing up on these meetings, and don't get it. Yeah, there's a lot of the meetings are mostly recorded, but where's the fun in that? Really? I mean, where in the heck is the fun in, we're a team, you know what I mean? It's like a family. You come together, but it's there to be live. I mean, anybody can watch TV. You know what I mean? It's getting to the live events. That's why we say Super Saturday's coming up. Oh my gosh, if somebody tells me that, there's an event and it's 3 hours away. Oh, big plans. Oh, no, it's not at all. Get in the car, find somebody to carpool with, and get to an event. Get to the biggest event that you can get to. You know what I mean? Get to an event and talk to people. Don't just be there and not speak to anybody because you're so afraid. Get there and pick brains of people. If they don't want to talk to you, well, then they'll move on. But at least you can reach out and try. And the last thing that I want to say is keep reminding yourself of what you really want to achieve in your business. And ask yourself if what you're doing today in your business, your daily behaviors, is moving you towards your goals or not. Is it keeping you stuck in the same spot? And if you want something else, then just readjust course so that you can hit those goals. But it's so stinking worth it. It is so stinking worth it. I am so thankful for this opportunity. And I know that I'm kind of in your face, but I'm passionate about what I do. And I yelled. I hope nobody's speakers are like all turned up. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got, Mindy.
Well, if anybody's ever been on a call with me, especially if you've done a one-on-one, then like you totally would understand why her and I get along so well, and we speak the same language. And it's only because we are so passionate and we love what we do. A few things I want to hit on is like Ryan walked in right when she was talking about how, I was a sucky coach. If you had met me, you would have never known this. And he was like, oh my God. He was like, I would have never guessed that. And I was like, I get that all the time because people are always like, I come to your page because you're so positive and you're whatever. And I'm like, fuck, if you knew me before, you would have been like, who is this person? Because it was always everybody else's fault. There was this, people would suggest things because I'd be like, woe is me on Facebook because I had nobody to talk to. And people would be like, why don't you try this? I'm like, no, that's not going to work. And like you said, like now, the things that once you get it, it really fucking pisses me off because like, I guess because it reminds me of my old self that I wanted nothing to do with. And with Beachbody, it's really about your mindset. And this is stuff that I've been talking to a lot of coaches recently about is your mindset is you have to think bigger than tomorrow, bigger than your little block, bigger than anything you ever thought of. Think outside of the box and really get out of the employer mentality. Because people wait around like, where's my job description? What are my tasks for today? I don't have an 8 to 5 to do my job. Well, it does take dedication and motivation, and it takes, skill set that may not be there when you start as a coach, but you can develop. Like, I was not a good writer. I was never, ever wanted to be in front of the camera like this. And now I have like 600 YouTube videos. But there's so much about me that I now do, and I'm willing to think outside the box because of Beachbody. And for me, I spent $205 for my P90X Challenge Pack about a month before you signed up. And I earned my money back in like 2 weeks. But the thing is, I see this all the time where people are like, I can't sign up as a coach because I'm just, so much in debt. And I know so many people who are my age, and I'm 35 and up, who are still paying for their college degree and still, busting that hump and being told what to do by people. And then here you can invest as low as $140, help 3 people, make your money back, and then set yourself up for $1 million business. But the thing is, if you treat it like a business, it'll pay like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll be a hobby. My coach and her sister were the CEO of their own business. They didn't wait around for anybody because we didn't have an upline. We didn't have training. We didn't have these calls. We all just figured it out as we went. And in some ways, I kind of think people like Danielle and I do better because there's not all this information to comb through. We just have to do it on our own, fail our freaking asses off, and then learn from it, and then share with people what we learned along the way. But my coach and her sister have made a cumulative $1 million right at their 5-year mark. And that's one thing that her sister said to me on the cruise. It's like, because she's on the CAB, which is the Coach Advisory Board. She's a coach that's put in front on a panel, and that is our voice as coaches to corporate, and they work one-on-one. She just went on a ski trip with all the corporate people and talked about it. And she was like, I can't tell you what is going on, but I can just tell you that there is planning in, from corporate, from our CEO for 10 years in advance. We're going to do epic shit, and we're always growing. There's a plan, and I've seen it grow and grow and grow, like just insanely. So the thing is, like I said, be here 1 year, 4 years, 10 years down the road, because this has more longevity and more job security than anything I've ever had. I'm not worried about it. And I hate to talk about money, but I know money motivates a lot of people. I made over $300,000 in 4 years of being a coach. I would have never made that doing what I was doing. I was going through bank statements in 2013 from the other day, and I was like $740 what I made every 2 weeks, and then my commission check was the other paycheck in the second half of the month, and it was anywhere from $1,100 to $1,400. And I saw this all of 2013, and that was the year that I had already replaced in 2012, replaced my income doing Beachbody part-time from working full-time. And I was so scared to leave the safety net of this job that paid me $700 freaking dollars, which was our truck payment at the time. But, I was basically worked 80 hours to fucking pay for my truck. I just really can't believe my mindset now. And that's just what pisses me off. And I just think how many years would I have to work there with 5 days off a year to spend with my family for $700. And that, that's just ridiculous. And so I thought bigger. And, one thing that Christina said to us on the cruise was, big things are happening. Trust in the system, trust in the process. Be here, because you are all going to be millionaires. She was like, some will take a little bit longer because it just depends on your schedule. And that's one thing that I talked to one of my coaches about the other day, is that, diamond is something she could do in a month. But with her current schedule, she couldn't do it. So will she be diamond if she keeps going? Absolutely. Will she be a millionaire in 4, 5, 6, 7 years? Yes. Will you be a millionaire working your full-time job right now? Will you pay off your college, tuition or whatever you call it? I didn't go to college. Student loans. Yeah, didn't even go to college. But the thing is, think big and do what is taught. It's all the same thing. But I will say that if you are somebody who says, oh, I'm so shy, well, then you know what? Do some research on what it is to not be shy. If it's somebody who says, I don't know a lot about social media. Well, the top coach for 2 years, Melanie Mitchell, who's one of my friends, didn't know jack shit about Facebook. So what did she do? She Googled it. She figured out how to do it. She posted on her blog for 2 years before anybody contacted her through her blog. But she didn't give up, and that's why she's been the top coach now for 2 years after being a coach for 5 years. This can happen to you if you just keep moving and keep doing it. And anyways, that's all I have to say. And just lastly is that Adam got on the call. He works like crazy hours in the oil field, and he made it work. He's on the call, and he is hundreds and hundreds of miles away from his wife, Rena, who's on the call. They both are serious about this, and he has his camera off, and all I could just look at the whole call was like his freaking abs. If you are looking at it, look at his abs. That he has done this since the end of November while working at Thanksgiving, while working in the oil field. So the thing is, if you have the mindset, you're going to fucking do it one way or the other. And these people always say, oh, I don't have a strong upline. I don't want to ever hear anybody on our team say that. But the thing is, we didn't. Me and my coach really didn't have a strong upline. We become a strong upline because we didn't have that. But the thing is, no matter what your issue is, whether it's inviting, whether it's shyness, whether it's leading, whether it's building a relationship, whatever it is, you know what it is that is your excuse of what's holding you back. So do your research or just push yourself in that area, and it will get better. So that's all I have to say. Thank you again, Danielle, so much. I love you. I can't wait to see you in Nashville in July. Thank you all for investing your own time. Well, I don't really have to thank you. Thank you for being on this call, because it makes it better than talking to myself. But really, like Danielle said, you're not making a sacrifice. You're investing in yourself and your future, and I'm proud of you. Next Tuesday, we have Lou Nam on our call. He is the king of maximizing your volume. He has made a lot of money and helped a lot of people and built a lot of successful coaches. And so if you have a husband, if you're a woman, obviously, if you have a man in your life that you're trying to get involved in the business, or if you want to really understand how to make the most money you can while helping people, get on this call. You can invite your team or anybody who might be interested from a guy standpoint. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys. Love you guys. I will see you next Tuesday.